You're everything you're fighting for.
Hello guys, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 21. This is going to be a Q&A. I got literally probably 65 to 70 questions. So I don't think I'll be able to do all of them. I'm going to try to pick and choose and see if any are similar, and I can kind of just group some together. But hopefully you guys find this helpful and enjoy this video, and let's get started. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to kind of be pretty short with some of my answers, and if I have a YouTube video already kind of explaining this or talking about something, then I'll just kind of be like, oh, I have a video talking about this, and go there, because I kind of want to answer all of these. Yeah, I still have to kind of finish packing, so I don't want this to take too long. I also just don't want you guys to have to watch a 40-minute video. So anyways, let's get started. Kelsey Marie Fitness asks, do you plan on pursuing a career in fitness as a personal trainer or online coach? Yes, I do. I just have to get certified first. I'm going to try to work on that very, very soon. I know this is an excuse because I could carve out the time, but I just feel like right now I don't have the time to study and get everything settled and, situated to get certified. So that's my big hurdle right now, but I definitely do want to do that eventually. She also asked, was moving to California a big adjustment? It was and it wasn't. It wasn't that big of a difference once we got here in terms of our lifestyle and just life in general, but the things that you kind of have to adjust to are new people, you're in a new place, where's CVS, where's the nearest gas station, you have to use your GPS a lot. So kind of just learning a new area was definitely tough, when you get a new job, adjusting to the job. I mean, it doesn't take long to adjust though, it wasn't really too crazy. Nicole Calkins asked, what are your favorite go-to protein bars? So I was really obsessed with Power Crunch. That was probably my favorite. I haven't been eating them recently though. I haven't been eating protein bars much at all. I used to also love Quest bars, but the one I probably grabbed recently the most is Lenny and Larry's cookies, and they're not even that good, and the macros aren't that good either, but I have a high calorie intake now, so they work for me. But that's kind of the one I would buy if I was to buy a protein bar of some sort. Kendra Lynn said, I used to be so active in college, and now here I am 2 years later. My motivation for the gym / working out is about -20. How can I mentally and physically get myself back in the game? Seeing your progress and positivity is motivating. Where do I start? Thanks. I mean, I did a video on how I started my fitness journey, or my fitness journey in general, so steps on starting, I guess, could be helpful in that video. And then also motivation, I mean, I can't really say anything else besides you have to really figure out what you want, and if you want what you think you want. And if you really can't drag yourself to the gym, then maybe it isn't actually what you want. Because I feel when I want something really badly, I feel I force myself to do it. Or it doesn't matter what I want to do or what I don't want to do, I do it anyways, because I just know I want this, and this is something that I want, and nothing's gonna get me there besides me doing the actions that need to be done. So I don't know. It's really hard for me to answer questions like that because I don't really have motivation. I mean, I get motivated from time to time, but I don't run off motivation. It's strictly discipline and just knowing that if I want something, I can't have it unless I work for it. So that's kind of just my motivation, I guess, and what keeps me going. But so I hope that was helpful, but I don't know, I feel I can't answer questions like that. So Nicole Calkins asked another question. I know each workout is different, but what's the typical amount of time you spend in the gym? I would say an hour to 2 hours. It depends on the muscle group I'm working. It depends if there's compound movements, legs. If I'm doing sumos, that's 30 minutes in itself, and then arms or whatever, I could do in 45 minutes to an hour. If I'm doing cardio, you add that time on. So it really depends, but normally I'd say about an hour to 2 hours, not usually longer than 2 hours. Bianca de Blasio asked, do you and your BF fight / how do you get along with living together? I'm not trying to sound we're so perfect. we don't argue. Like, we really don't. I mean, we're harsh with each other, and I think that's why we don't argue, is because we just are open and honest, and we have really good communication with each other, so nothing really like spirals into an argument. But honestly, we don't fight. We have nothing to fight about. Like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. We really never argue, and I think we just get along with living together so well because we are best friends, and I don't get sick of him. And we also know how to give each other space, kind of. If we're both home together, we don't have to be like snuggled up on the couch. Like, I could be in our room doing something, he could be out in the living room doing something. Like, we don't have to be up each other's asses all the time. And I think that really helps our relationship in the fact that, like, we don't get sick of each other. And I don't know, I think we just have a really good dynamic. Core by Coco asks, how do you fight post-show blues, as in weight gain, training, etc.? So the only post-show blues I really have, I mean, I guess is like weight gain, or just like, you can try so hard to reverse diet, but it's really fucking hard. And I mean, I probably won't be able to do it for another 10 shows. Like, I say this every time, and I can't get a fucking grip on it. It's just something about getting off the reins that you've been like held down by in prep for so long. It's so hard to control that. And I mean, honestly, I guess try your best to not go super overboard and know that food is always going to be there. And also, you can't live without food. Like, you can't live in that restriction. So don't get upset when you have to eat more and you have to put on weight, because you literally can't survive at that low body fat. Like, I never had that issue either. I always understood that, like, show look is for show, and you will not have abs all year round. Like, you're a human, you know? Like, your body's gonna go through phases, and you can't expect to look a certain way all the time. Just know that nothing is permanent. Weight gain, being upset about not being on stage, you'll get back on stage. Like, don't stress it. I mean, I was like, oh, I miss prep, like, you know, I want to get back on stage, but like, I will eventually, you know what I mean? Like, my time will come. I have to enjoy the time that I have right now, and when that time comes again, then I'll enjoy it. But you kind of have to just like go with the flow and like respect the phases of your life, kind of, if that makes sense. I don't know if that was helpful. Fitness by Alicia, hi bebe. And also another one of my baes, Sabrina. You guys both asked the same question. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? And I think that honestly, it would be live the life that you want to live. Don't like follow a path because you think that you're supposed to, or do what others want you to do. Like, do what makes you happy and pursue something that you want to pursue. Don't do something just because someone else wants you to do it or someone else tells you you should. Like, that's no way to live your life. And I feel like I lived under the pressure of other people, and also just I was really consumed by other people's opinions. So I wouldn't want to do anything that, you know, might displease people, and I now realize that screw that. It's your life. And again, like, even me going on YouTube, like, do you know how scary this was for me to start? Like, it was fucking horrifying because I was so nervous that everyone would judge me and everyone would say mean things about me. But like, who cares? Like, literally, who cares? I just feel like, do the things that make you happy and do what you want to do, and don't worry about what other people think of you, because it does not matter. It makes no difference to you or your life what other people think of you. So honestly, my one word of advice would be live the life that you want to live, do the things that you want to do, and don't worry about what other people say about you and like other people's opinions. Like, don't let that stop you from doing something. Tesha XO, what are your biggest pet peeves and what do you find most challenging fitness related? My biggest pet peeves, I don't really know. I have so many. Definitely, as we all know, people who are rude to servers at restaurants, that fucking drives me up a wall. And it's not just me. Like, if I see someone else while I'm eating at a restaurant being rude to a server, I'm like, I literally want to, like, I want to slap you. What else? There's like so many, and I have to like really think about it. Damn, I don't have time to think about that. Maybe I'll come back to that. And then, what do you find most challenging? Definitely diet. I mean, once you get used to it, you get used to it, but working out is easy to me, and I love working out, but sometimes the diet is just like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I think diet is the hardest part, and also just starting. The beginning of your journey is the hardest, in my opinion. Just getting started and making things become a habit, that's the hardest part. And if you could push through that part, then you're like good to go, you're in the clear. But that's definitely like the hardest part, I think. Sierra Thompson asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Also, when do you think you will compete again? I'm going to be competing this year for sure. I'm going to be doing 7 or 8 shows, like whatever it takes this year. So probably around May I'll start competing again. And 5 years, I can't even like tell you in terms of work and just life. All I know is that Anthony and I will probably be married by then, and I hopefully will be pretty well off financially and hopefully just living a life that makes me really, really happy. Probably planning on having kids soon, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm so uncertain about what I want to do in the future that it's really hard for me to answer questions like this. Brittany Holes, man, I'm like so dumb. I cannot say things. I struggle finding something healthy and quick to eat in the morning for breakfast before work. What's your healthy go-to? You guys know, my YouTube fam, I have a packet of Oatfit oatmeal. I mix half a cup of egg whites cooked in, and then I do 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. That's my like go-to breakfast. Also, probably like a few days a week, I get the Starbucks reduced fat turkey bacon egg sandwich on my way to work. So those are like my 2 go-tos. What bands do you listen to? Carly Visconto asked. I feel like I literally listen to every type of music, so it's really hard for me to answer. I don't have any like go-to favorite bands. Like I love G-Eazy and Big Sean and Black Bear, and then I also love music like the Chainsmokers and stuff like that. And then I also like Screamo would be like Bring Me the Horizon or A Day to Remember. Like I like everything. I love Sam Smith. Like I range all over the spectrum, so I can't really even give you like what bands I listen to. Like I do a whole array of everything. Stina 26 asked, do you want kids in the future? Yes, I do. I want like 2, maybe 3 by accident. Emma Pearl, what's the biggest struggle you have had to face and how did you overcome it? This is a deep ass question, and honestly, I don't really know what my biggest struggle had been. I feel like I've had an ongoing financial struggle, and it's been really fucking difficult for like multiple years. Like I go in and out of being like really like hitting rock bottom financially and just having to find a way to make it happen, and I haven't relied on anyone. I mean, Anthony is the only person I've really relied on, and that's been recently, but like my family, like I don't ask my parents for money. It's like me, and if I don't have the money to do something, I need to figure it out, and I feel like that's been my biggest current struggle that I can think of. Like any struggle I've had, I feel like it kind of goes back to like financially struggling. Like getting laid off last year, that was like a bad time for me. But I just feel like I work really well under that pressure and just knowing that my back is against the wall and I can't fucking do anything else but make it work. So yeah, I mean, I'm still working on overcoming it. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but yeah, I mean, that's probably just my biggest struggle, and it's still continuing. M. Jang asked, what qualities do you look for in a friend? I want an honest, truthful, funny, just reliable human, and I do really well with friends that are really low maintenance, if that makes sense. I like to be alone a lot of the time. Most of my healthy like friendships that have lasted for a long ass time are friends that are really low maintenance. You don't have to like see them like multiple times a week. You don't have to call them and talk to them. Like they know that you love them, whether you guys go 2 weeks without talking or not. I feel like that's the type of friendship that I have with people, and like I just appreciate when my friends know that I love them. I'll let them know, and you know what I mean, but like people who don't have to be constantly fed in a relationship, like in a friendship, I don't know. That's just something that I'm not very good at, to be honest, and so my friendships that thrive are the ones that are pretty low maintenance, but then it's like when you get together again, it's like nothing, just like normal, you know what I mean? Call me Jess. Can we be best friends because I want to lift and eat all the good food with you? Okay, thanks. I love you. Yes, we can actually, and I love you too. Lift_Mark, what do you miss most about prep? I think just the structure and also just the grit. Like I said, I do well when my back is against the wall type of struggle, and prep just does something to you that it just really pushes your mental toughness every single day, and I kind of like love that. But people are like, oh, you can set goals for yourself and challenge yourself off season, and I'm like, but it's just not the same feeling as competition prep. Like, there's nothing like it. I don't know like any other good word besides grit. Like, it's just a fucking constant struggle, but it's so good to lay your head down every day and like know you overcame whatever struggle you had that day. So I just miss that. But Nicole Carlo asked, do you think to get results you absolutely need to track macros, or it isn't necessary to achieve physique goals? I don't want to say it's necessary, because I mean, not one way works for everyone, but I mean, I feel like that's really the main way that you see progress. And it's not because of cutting calories or anything like that. It's just having the proper ratios and knowing exactly what you're intaking. That's where it's a game changer. And like, you could be eating way more carbs than you think and way less protein than you think. That's the issue, is you might not be getting enough food that you need. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard to know exactly what you're getting and if you're fulfilling the needs of your body if you're not really tracking or paying attention to what you're putting in. I don't necessarily think tracking calories is necessary by any means, but if you're going to be tracking anything, I think macros, it's a huge, huge, huge game changer in terms of progress. I'm not gonna lie, that's when I really started to see changes in my physique. Carrie D. Caldwell asked, you are so beautiful, thank you. I'm trying to grow my hair back out. How long did it take you to get it to this length? So I cut my hair to like here in 8th grade, and I really don't cut it ever since then. So I don't know how old you are in 8th grade, probably 14, and I'm 25, so 10 years. Ish. I haven't really cut it since I did that. I get it trimmed once a year, but that's it. L Wood WDE. I don't know how to like say that. So I'm a server also, and I find it hard getting my workouts in, especially figuring out ideal timing for leg day when I'm on my feet so much. Any tips? I try to plan out my leg day after, you know, a shorter shift or on a day off. I know it can be really, really hard, but sometimes you just kind of have to have the mindset going into work, like schedule out your day so that you have that, like, I'm going to the gym after work, I'm going to the gym after work, I'm going to the gym after work, and it just, like, that is part of your day and part of your plan. And so you're not like, oh, I could go home, but I really should go to the gym. Like, no, you already had planned that, like, you are going to the gym after work. Do you know what I mean? If you, like, set it, like, that is your plan for the day, it doesn't feel like an extra chore. It's just like, that's part of your day. And yeah, also, I mean, I try to schedule it around days off or days where I have shorter shifts, or maybe before my shift if I'm working at night. Cop and R. I never know how to say your name, but I love you. But she asked a bunch of questions. How many years do you think you'll compete? Probably, I honestly don't know. I don't know how long I'll do it. I guess as long as I can. I don't know, like maybe 5, maybe 6, even more. Will Anthony ever compete? Yes, he will. He's probably going to compete this year. What do you do if you're really hungry but don't have any macros left at night? Normally I'll just drink like sugar-free drinks or 0-calorie drinks. Like I have Powerade Zero right here. I really love Powerade Zero. What else do I do? I haven't done this in a long ass time, so I can't even remember. Maybe BCAA slushies, sugar-free Jello. That's like literally barely nothing. What's your favorite food? That's so hard. I have no favorite food. What's your favorite cheat meal? I don't know. That one's really hard too. Probably a burger and fries. Does it occur that you're bloated? Sometimes, but I don't think I really bloat too bad. There's no foods that like really make me bloat. I also think I drink a very sufficient amount of water throughout the day. Just like I feel like my digestion is pretty on point, so like I don't really ever run into that issue. Do I want to be a server for a long time? Fuck no. Do you have a favorite fitness YouTuber? No, I actually don't. I don't watch fitness YouTube. Isn't that weird? I feel like I used to watch it a lot, and then I started it, and now I don't watch it at all. But when I watch YouTube, I watch more of like entertainment type videos. Okay. Like not anything fitness related. It's really weird. Hopefully that answered all your questions. Long legs, 37. Do you have any females in your life that help encourage your lifestyle? I found it so difficult to meet people that have a similar mindset with fitness and nutrition. Yeah, my mom, she really supports me. It's amazing. I have a few friends that I met either through competing or just like working out in general, and normally if you meet people through competing, a lot of people are really friendly. I mean, some people are really standoffish, but other people, like, you can make lifelong friends at shows and stuff. So a lot of my close friends are really supportive, and yeah, it wasn't always that way, and you kind of just have to be patient and just hold out and don't get discouraged when people don't understand, because you will find people who do eventually, and it'll be worth it. So just, I mean, stick with it. Maybe talk to people at the gym and try to make friends at the gym, because then you know that they have like a similar lifestyle to you. Mari Chuchola. I'm like such a dummy, I can't speak. Can you tell us about your cardio routine? Several trainers had told me that you need 40 or more minutes of low state cardio, but I hate that. I prefer 15 to 20 minutes of a HIIT a couple days per week. Anyways, I love your videos, very useful and inspiring. Thank you. And I'm not really doing any cardio right now, probably like 5 to 10 minutes a few times a week, but it all depends on your goal, the type of person you are, the way your body works. Honestly, I can't really give a straight answer of what one single person should be doing for cardio. It really depends on the person, your body type, what your goals are. I mean, 40 a day sounds pretty excessive. I mean, even in competition prep, I think maybe 45 was the most I ever did, and that was like a lot for me. So I don't think on an everyday basis for like a regular lifestyle, 40 kind of seems like a lot, but I mean, I don't know. Bethany McAllister, will you ever have a meetup on the East Coast, in parentheses NC? I don't know if I'll ever go to North Carolina, honestly. I haven't been to the Carolinas since like high school. I went to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. I mean, I don't think I'm important enough or like have enough like following to do a meetup anytime soon, but maybe eventually. I'm not like opposed to it. I don't know. I would be nervous that no one would come. And she also asked, tell me how to get those shoulder boulders that you got. I do shoulders twice a week. I do shoulder days specifically. I think that's really important. And do both heavyweight and also lightweight burnout stuff. I think the combination of the two is like perfect. Sarah Ford, how do you know when you have enough muscle mass to be competitive in bikini? I just don't want to look too skinny on stage, LOL. So I guess it probably depends on the person, but I'll say I thought I was like Miss fucking Beefy for my first show. Like, I thought I had a decent amount of muscle, because in the gym, you know, like when I have a pump, like, yeah, sure, I look big or whatever, but I was like puny on stage still. Like, I could have had a decent amount more muscle. So I mean, I would say you should definitely have a solid amount of muscle if you want to be super competitive in bikini, because you're gonna lose a decent amount of it once you cut down. So if you already have a small amount and then you cut it down and lose like some of that, you're gonna be even smaller. So I mean, I would say definitely a decent amount. I can't give like an exact number or anything, but Sarah by Lovesick, what's one piece of advice you'd give your beginning fitness journey self? No one's journey is the same, and stop comparing your journey to other people's. Like I said in one of my other videos, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20. You don't know how long someone's been doing this for. They could have years on you. It's gonna take a while, and you have to be consistent and patient, and yeah, just keep your head down and don't compare yourself to others, because you'll get to where you need to be with time, and just be patient and consistent and work hard. So Fran and Nicole, when did you start tracking macros and how did you learn to do it? So I'm gonna lead you to my fitness journey video, because I actually did kind of like a walkthrough of how I started tracking my macros. But when did I first start tracking? I would say probably 2 years ago. Lex Doe It. Your take on God. So I grew up like going to church and stuff, and I did religion classes, and I feel like now I'm just like indifferent, I guess. I have no real like side that I'm on in terms of like, do I believe in God? I'm not like super over the top religious. I also don't like, not super not religious. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I got, but I don't have too strong and harsh of views on it. Okay, so I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this username, but Andrea asks, how do you do it so you do not get dandruff? So I think you're talking about my head. I have a dry ass head, to be honest. I definitely have a dry scalp. It comes and goes, but I mean, I guess just use dandruff shampoo. And she also asks, who took the first step to get to know each other between you and Anthony? And you're amazing, by the way. Thank you. And honestly, I mean, in terms of like talking, he was the one to approach me. I'm very shy and I don't initiate conversations at all ever. So he definitely was the one to come up to me and talk to me, but I think it was like a mutual, like, we had a friendship at first and we became absolute best friends, and it just, I guess, like went on from there. Yeah, I mean, I would say he probably took the first step. LMRG77, hi, who are your favorite YouTubers to watch for inspiration? Are you guys going to get a puppy or kitty? No, we aren't. Definitely not anytime soon. And I don't really watch fitness YouTube at all, but like my favorite people to watch are like, I love watching the Ace family. I don't know if any of you watch this. It's literally the cutest family I've ever fucking seen. The daughter that they have is an angel. But anyway, so like, I'll watch them, and then I'll also watch like Tana Mojo and like drama ass people because it's just entertaining. But I don't watch any like fitness YouTube, which is kind of weird. But my girl Megan asked, what's your favorite holiday and why? I think that probably Christmas, because just the whole time of Christmas and like the Christmas season, I just love it. I think it's such like a magical time. I don't want to like sound like a weirdo, but I don't know, it just like makes me feel good. So Megan Walsh asked, what are you wanting to do for the rest of your life? I do not know. All I know is I want a career that helps people, that I can help people live their best lives and just like help people be happy, and I don't know, I want it to be in some way helping people, and that's how I've always been. That's why I wanted to be a nurse at first, and then I was going to be a pharmacist. Like, so I really loved the medical field because it was like so awesome to just be like helping people, and that's what really drew me to it. But I don't know yet. Anything that can bring me that fulfillment, you know? Joe Flaherty said, how do you respond to people that tell you you need to follow a more traditional path to success? Also, do you have any tips for people entering modeling careers? Thanks. So I would say, like, nowadays it's so clear that you don't need to follow the traditional path to be successful. Like, we see it so much now, people that dropped out of high school, dropped out of college, and they're so successful. I just feel like it's being proven that the traditional path is not the only path. It's obviously, you can definitely be successful following the traditional path, but that's not the only way. And I feel like just now, I feel like I have so much proof, and I can see with my own eyes that I don't need to follow a traditional path to find success, that I kind of just ignore people that tell me that, and I don't really let it get to me. And any tips on people entering modeling careers? I don't really know, because I'm definitely not any type of model or in the modeling industry by any means, and I think that it's a very harsh world from what I've seen and heard, and you definitely just have to have tough skin and know that you may not be everyone's cup of tea and people might be really harsh to you, but that doesn't make you any less of a human and of a person. And so just don't take anything too harshly or to heart, and don't get discouraged if you hear the word no, because there's always opportunities elsewhere and the right one will come along. So I just hear of so many people like getting denied and feeling like shit about themselves because of it, and I just think that's like really sad and just like not right. Emma Myers Fit, what motivates you to do what you do? How do you keep your drive and passion so strong all the time? So I think what motivates me is exactly that, my drive and my passion. Like, I have a passion for what I do and just like bettering my own life, and in turn like sharing my doing so so that others also want to better their life, if that makes sense. And I don't want to act like I'm like some godly figure that like people want to be like me, but I feel like it radiates off of people who are really passionate about what they do, and then others are interested and kind of like want to know like, wow, why are you so passionate about this? Like, what is this all about? And it's just like a chain reaction to people who find this passion and just like start bettering themselves. And I think that's really what drives me and what motivates me. And I feel like, I don't know, yeah, that's like a Tristan Okazaki. Are you looking to pursue YouTube full-time if this whole net neutrality doesn't decimate the internet? No. I don't think I could be a YouTuber full-time. I just wouldn't want to be one of those YouTube people. I don't know. Like, I like posting on YouTube, but I would never want to be like a Jake Paul or like, you know, like a huge YouTube person that like that's all you do. I don't think I have interest in YouTube like that. Anna429, how did you overcome the fear of putting yourself out there and being so open to the world? So this was one of the hardest things that I've had to do probably, in terms of like adjusting my personality, because I'm a very shy, quiet, to myself, introverted person, and for me to put my whole life out on the internet all the time, that's a huge change for me. And I think it all came down to not caring what people thought anymore and just like really taking the plunge. And I'm not joking, you will not regret it if you do so. It's uncomfortable and it's scary, but nothing happens inside your comfort zone. You don't grow, you don't change, you don't benefit from anything. It's so important to do things that scare you and to step outside your comfort zone, and you just have to like release that hold that the world has on you of like the opinions that others have, if that makes sense. It's just like, that's how I overcame it, is I just let go of the fear of what others would think of me, and I feel like I've just been like free since then. DDXOX Bella X3, how do you curl your hair and how do you get it so shiny? I don't know how it's shiny because I don't use product or anything, but I curl my hair with a straightener. It's the best. She Fuels, what are your plans moving forward for competing? I'm going to compete multiple times this year in both regional and national. I really, really want to win an overall at a show, whether it be regional or national. I also really want my pro card this year, so those are kind of like my competing goals. This year I really want to get those things done. Lolo.xoxo, how is your hair so healthy? Gorgeous girl. Thank you, and it's really not that healthy. I feel like I have dead ends and it's really dry, but thank you. Annie Calvinessa, what is your job right now? All your posts say you work double shifts and you have always seems to be so hardworking. You have a huge following now. I'm sure you could eventually start online coaching and eventually quit whatever job you're working at so much. Yeah, I definitely could eventually do that. I'm a server right now. That's why I work double shifts and complain all the time. So like I said way up in this video, I do want to make sure that I'm like certified, or at least in the process of getting certified, before I start having people pay me money to coach them. Casey Lee Fitness, how did you know Anthony was the one, even so young? Your love is so perfect to me. Thank you, that's really nice. And I don't think that we knew each other was the one until pretty deep into our relationship, or even like our friendship. So like I said before, we had a really amazing friendship, and he was my best friend. He became my best friend, and I think that we just built upon a best friendship, and okay, so my camera just overheated, but like I was saying, I think that we just built upon what was already an amazing like friendship relationship that we had. And yeah, I think that from there on, he just gave me a feeling that no one else, that I never got really ever before, and it was just something like indescribable. And I don't know, we grew together, and I just feel like, I don't know, I can't really put it into words, but he's definitely the one. Like, we are soulmates, if that's a real thing, like, for sure. Okay, so then there's like 3 questions about like a future job or like goals or anything like that, so I'm just gonna kind of group them together. So Grace Laster, what's your long-term goal and how are you gonna reach it? Ashlyn asks, what career do you plan to pursue in the future? And then Fit by Indy asked, what job would you want most if you could have any? I'm telling you guys, I have no clue. I have no fucking clue. And yeah, it's actually really frightening. Like long-term goals, I don't know, other than to be happy and help others be happy. And then dream job or like career path, I don't know, and it's kind of hard for me to say that, but I don't know. As long as I'm happy and I'm helping others, and yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I can say, and hopefully it just kind of like comes to me, but as of right now, I really don't know. Brittany asked, do you regret starting YouTube, and have you met any YouTubers that you have looked up to and met in person and they were the total opposite? So no, I actually haven't. Most of the people, basically everyone I've met that I either like saw on social media, whether it be YouTube or Instagram, has been like the way that they are in real life. So I haven't really been disappointed by anybody. And do I regret starting on YouTube? Absolutely not even a little bit. It's definitely a lot of work and very time consuming, but honestly, it's such a different platform than anything else, and I feel like I can really be real with you guys. Like, yeah, I can talk on Instagram stories, but just like videos are such a different way of expressing yourself, and I really am loving YouTube. And although it can be probably the harshest of social media platforms in terms of comments and hate, I don't regret it at all. I really enjoy YouTube, and I'm thankful that I took the plunge to start, for sure. And then also, Fit by Indy had a few other questions. What are your New Year's goals? And what do you like more, cats or dogs? I'm like so not an animal person. I really don't know. I always wanted a dog more than a cat, but dogs are so much work, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I guess I'm indifferent. And then my New Year's goals. I haven't really thought much about what I want to happen to me this year besides the competing goals that I stated earlier. Hopefully be a little more financially stable. I would love to become a first form athlete, and I would love to become part of a company, like something bigger than myself, and hopefully kind of be able to flourish within that company, and whether it be like starting my own or being it with someone else's company. I want something like that, just more than just being a social media person, you know what I mean? So I have really unclear direction of what I want in terms of like the grand scheme of things and like my end results and like my career path and my stuff like that. I don't have like a set thing in mind right now. But yeah, I mean, my New Year's resolutions, I guess, would be my win an overall, win my pro card, become a first form athlete, and definitely be financially stable, and hopefully be able to just, I don't know, hopefully not be working in the restaurant business anymore. But yeah, other than that, holy crap, I think I answered every single question, and like I have 78 comments on this photo. Some were like, you're so pretty, and then I responded and said thank you. So I would say probably like 55 to 60 of those were actually questions. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I'm gonna edit this on the plane back to New York, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 22. I love you guys. Bye.